started it?
Can you say that sing that into the mic again?
No.
Come on.
I cannot.
Zooby, zooby, zoo. That was Jessica.
Who's seen Mad Men?
Are you waiting for the podcast to raise their hands?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are on is our second or third time through with Mad Men.
No, just second.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've seen it through more times than you have.
Okay, well, that's on you.
And I definitely
my second time.
remember it a little bit more than you do. But anyway, season 5, I think, season premiere. Yeah, one of the characters sings a song in French, and it's been in our heads all day, unfortunately. And now it might be in yours. Now we
just randomly sing it.
Yeah. So today we had a lot of time to talk, and it was one of those conversations that we had a couple of breakthroughs, it felt like, and we were out of town, and sometimes that does help for our creativity when there's nothing we can do. If some sort of catastrophe were to befall one of our buildings or our businesses, so creativity just flows a little better. And but we weren't recording then. We're like, oh, this would be so good for the podcast. So we'll attempt to at least frame the conversation in the same way as we had before. And the sound that you might hear in the background, perhaps, is a crackling fire.
This is our first time sitting by the fire.
Fireside podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of tree branches fall from a storm, and now they are being recycled back into the earth, into the atmosphere. We're putting a hole in the ozone layer, one backyard fire pit at a time.
Okay, well, that was sad. Hopefully not.
All right, so the breakthrough or the theme that we kind of feel like landed for us today was around teams and how the structure of our company is something that you said you think about 10 to 11 hours a day.
I'm sure that wasn't an exaggeration at all.
It was a fairly specific time frame.
I do feel that I just ruminate on the structure and how it could be better. And now that we have, multiple locations and a lot of moving parts, I feel like it's just kind of always sitting out there waiting. It's like a puzzle. It's just like I want to solve it, but I probably will never solve it. So I need to get over that attitude.
Yeah, but with the structure, it's for you. A lot of it is having people in the right positions to flourish with the right roles and responsibilities and the ability to kind of grow into those roles. And we've got a team that is, for the most part, kind of down to do whatever. If it's a construction project, if it's moving inventory around, if it's brainstorming on something that has to do with marketing, menu creation. Like,
the team is great. They're always ready to jump in and help in whatever way that they can. I think where it gets a little tricky now is that we have to have sort of a remote situation because we have multiple sites where people are at, and there's a lot of I said moving parts earlier. I don't know. Projects that need to be tackled.
Sure.
And so I feel like it ends up that we just are being much more reactive than we are proactive.
Yeah.
And so I've just been noticing lately that we need to take steps to get more proactive. So that was kind of what led into our conversation today. And it usually starts with me saying something like, we're at an inflection point. This is so bad. How can we get better?
Yeah, you have these inflection points multiple times a week, and I know that we'll have another one next week. And
so he just kind of rolls his eyes and goes with it. But it does give you insight into my brain and how I do constantly think about how to make Honeymoon better.
Yeah.
And
well,
the team thing just kind of started to make sense to me.
Well, I think one aspect that we sort of shared even before we got married was being parents of kids heavily involved in sports.
Yes.
And even being athletes ourselves, and sort of participating under the leadership of coaches, and even coaching actually. And so I think when we had the episode with Paige, VP Paige Venturi, we talked about how you were her volleyball coach.
Yes.
What, 10, 15 years ago? How many years ago was that?
No, it's probably been
Yeah.
20 now.
Well, no, you didn't coach her when she was 6 or 7. She just had a birthday.
Oh, that's true. Okay, 15.
Okay. Anyway, but being a coach is something that we've actually done in the sports context, and we are still in the ending of that season of life where we're attending our kids' games and tournaments, and we were at a tournament today, and so we're just exposed to all sorts of levels of coaching.
Yes.
You know, they're playing multiple teams. We're seeing how the coaches react or prepare their teams to kind of go in, and I feel like some of that must have just leaked into our conversation subconsciously, which is how it sort of came about today. So, but then you had also brought up a previous job that I was in, to where I had a role that
Past job. Yes.
Yeah.
I think what led into it was I was just talking about like our salaried employees and how to unleash them in the best way that I can, and we started talking about you, and it was kind of.
Do I have a salary?
You do have a salary.
Can you unleash me?
You have a small salary.
I find plenty of ways to spend money. I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah, and I think one thing that just working alongside of you for, close to 10 years now.
Yeah.
I see one of your strengths is really seeing the big picture, or the game plan, or the strategic plan. And so I think I brought up something about a quarterback, and that kind of took us down the road of the sports analogies, which you knew kind of a ridiculous amount of random trivia about.
It was not that random. I knew that, like, the
You
baseball
knew how
season,
how many
162
games were in a
games,
baseball
and
season.
basketball is 82.
Yeah,
football is 17. Used to be
Okay,
16.
I have no idea.
Now, I could not tell you how many games are in an NHL hockey season. Maybe
couldn't-
somebody's listening right now
I
and
didn't
knows
know
that.
there was rules on exactly how many games.
Well, not rules as much as they're just a schedule. I mean, you want every team to play the same number of games so that you have, fairness in the standings.
Yeah. So even that got us talking about the rhythm of a game and the quarters, and how that ties into an annual calendar.
Yeah.
And
Well, you have
first quarter and second quarter.
or even just how a team exists with a certain name on the front of their jerseys, and then a unique individual's name often on the back of their jerseys, and that chemistry, that game plan, the strategy for how to deploy that team might change, but then there's also some constant things that the team might establish as their values, their characteristics of what people can recognize or expect, when this team comes out to play. Anyway, I'm already getting excited about, imagining extending this metaphor even further. But I was a part of a nonprofit initiative in our community. It was called Talent 2025, ironically. Now we're in 2025. And it was designed to move the needle on some demographic measurements within our community. It started in 2019, and the goal was that the needle would be moved on these things by 2025. It actually didn't end up feeling like a success for me. I spent about, a year and a half working on it and trying to coordinate volunteers or even wrangle folks that were a part of other different nonprofit organizations and try and help them find an alignment within their organizations for the sake of our community, for our citizens in our community, and for a lot of different reasons, it didn't succeed, in my opinion. which is why it's going to work now.
I was like, okay, let's check
Yeah,
it
it's
out
a
our
really good
company.
sell I'm doing on this, right?
Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe you're
Well,
not
one of the-
right person.
Well, one of the things that I thought would be interesting to at least explore was we had all these strategic goals and we needed to try and make impact towards them, and we could maybe set aside a 12-week sprint to gather, like, who are the people in our community that are the best positioned to tackle this, and let's organize them together as a team for, in this case, 12 weeks, which is about a quarter of a year, and we would set a goal for the end of it, and we would work together and meet together, and we knew that at the end of that 12 weeks we would stop and measure what we had done, assess, the strengths and the weaknesses of everything that had happened, and then kind of disband to then pick up whatever new or current priorities might exist within the rest of the larger initiative. And it was just a helpful way for people to commit to something with a specific goal for a temporary time frame with measurement kind of built in to the structure. And that part of it actually was really neat and successful in terms of seeing where we learned from some of our failures, because it was built in to that structure is we're going to have a postmortem at the end of every sprint, at the end of every quarter, and be honest about what happened.
Yeah. And I think in our organization, we've had these exciting years in the past where we were working on a new location together or working on the roastery. And this past year, we didn't do any of those things. So I think that this will also help us kind of get excited about a project that we can work on together.
Well, and even our team has actually grown since the last podcast even. So we've actually, he hasn't joined us yet, but we have a new team member that's going to be joining, and the responsibilities.
Yeah.
This is probably
And
part of why
the dynamics change. It's like
they sure, yeah,
you're
they
bringing
absolutely
in
will.
someone new to the team, and so then we have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, how does this affect every role that we have, and could someone be shifted in a way that would be would optimize their kind of workflow.
Yeah, and we definitely encourage a lot of autonomy and self-directed behavior within our team. Like if there's an area that they want to grow in, we want to know about it and give them the responsibilities that will take them to that. And so we're constantly checking in to say, all right, is this still the path that you want to be on, the responsibilities that you want to have? And moving to this structure of maybe quarterly seasons again for our team allows us to have smaller, more nimble, but more focused teams that can get things done because they want to be a part of that, and not just because they're going to do it because they're a salaried employee and they're just down to do whatever for us, whether it's a good fit for them and the company or not.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I've already put a few dates on the calendar. I don't know if you saw those.
I did.
Calendar
I did.
invites.
I've not accepted them yet. I'm sure.
Okay,
I
you're
surely
not gonna
will.
accept them.
The invitations came through. But what felt good to me from you, because you've always been the fairly obvious CEO, the queen of honeymoon, very appropriately, and my job title and my responsibilities have kind of been a little more reactive. I think it's like, do we need somebody to focus on maintenance? Do we need someone to build a deck? Do we need someone to watch YouTube to learn how to build a deck?
Right.
Do you need me to, cover a shift? Which thankfully I haven't had to do that in a while because I'm not very.
You just got some of your workload taken away. We hired a part-time maintenance person.
Yeah. And even the maintenance thing was something that for a while I had embraced and had done some meaning making around, just because Mr. Miyagi was a maintenance man in The Karate Kid. And I was like, I could do this. I could be the maintenance man. But I would say 8 to 9 times out of 10, when there would be a maintenance need, it would take me longer. It would frustrate me more. And sometimes it would even cost more than if we had someone who was just either better wired that way or maybe a specialist in plumbing or...
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool to get to this place in our business where we can start saying, okay, this is definitely not Zach's best use.
We found a lot of ways that Zach sucks.
To fix a toilet or whatever the current issue is, and then be able to take someone who really wants to do something like that and finds it meaningful, and then employ them to do it. And so for me, the just thinking a lot about the proactive versus the reactive, and this gentleman has already come in and is cleaning our refrigeration units and doing all these things that
idea of preventative maintenance is part of his native language, and it's even he abbreviates it as PM.
And I think one of our biggest struggles, for sure, at least for me, has always been the thing that will kind of throw my day or week is equipment breaking. Just because it takes so much time and energy to find someone that can come out. The expense is usually way more than you think it will be, and
and the impact to the customers as well. If it's a core, and the staff.
I would say mostly the staff. I know the one time our prep fridge went down, it was just disheartening to be in the kitchen.
Well, we even have another local company that's it's a pizza company that their pizza making equipment went down this weekend, and so they're trying to kind of limp along
that saga,
with equipment that, and gosh, it's tragic. Like I totally feel for them. So it's the second quarter of 2025.
I can't believe that.
We're already here.
I can't believe that.
And we're going to be moving to this more kind of formalized team structure and quarterly approach. And Jessica's going to buy me a whistle, and I'm going to
a clipboard.
Yeah, maybe.
What about the whiteboard?
A whiteboard with a clipboard on it. Can I wear high socks?
Yes.
Short shorts?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
We're a coffee shop.
And I think officially they have announced that season 4 of Ted Lasso has been greenlit.
I heard that. I'm excited.
Yeah. I am cautiously optimistic because sometimes you just need to leave a good thing. They're also releasing a new movie about the Karate Kid, which I think is going to be terrible. What if I love it?
You probably will.
It's got Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio.
I have no feelings about it. I'm sorry.
I have feelings about it. It might be terrible. It might ruin my youth. Val Kilmer died in the last month.
Yeah.
He was in Willow, Top Gun, Real Genius. Do you know any of these movies?
No.
You suck. You did see Top Gun finally, though, right?
I did. I think you made me watch it.
And?
I liked it. It was good.
Okay. If it's not Mad Men, you're not interested, huh? But John Hamm is in the new Top Gun.
Is he really?
You saw the new one, right? Or did we see the old one?
No, I saw the...
You don't even know?
I don't even know.
You wouldn't recognize John Hamm?
I think I saw the old one.
I probably forced you to watch the old one before you could watch the new one.
Yeah.
I guess what we're doing tonight.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, those are most of my thoughts about the team structure and being called coach and seeing if that's a good fit for Honeymoon right now. And as we're looking to grow, our team is growing, and we'll
check back in and let you all know
on the next full moon.
Uh-huh.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
That's it for this episode of the Honeymoon Coffee Co. podcast. For all things honeymoon, including the new one subscription box for couples, visit honeymooncoffeeco.com. You can also find us on Facebook or Instagram. And of course, for more episodes of this podcast, search for Honeymoon Coffee wherever you get your podcasts. Cheers.